Kempire is brought to you by. Do you know how important it is to rate and review a podcast? Rate and review the Kempire podcast today. 5 stars. Let us know what you love about the podcast. Rate and review the Kempire podcast on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Did you know that you can watch the Kempire channel on YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitter? Follow us on all of our platforms. More information on our YouTube, our Blue Sky, our Twitter, aka X, and more socials, and every way that you can support us will be available in the episode notes. You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Someone said I was jamming out on TikTok. They said I was jamming out to Dr. Gregory's Set Me Free song. Miss Parker said that on TikTok. Really? Guys, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, don't forget to like the video. It's easy, it's free, and don't forget to subscribe. It is a subscribers-only live chat. Yesterday, we had a members-only live chat, and only members were able to call in. Members, you will get first access to the call-in, but yesterday, if you wanted to share your thoughts on the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion and the season, the things that have come out from it, or things that we're talking about today, this will be the live chat's opportunity, our subscribers' opportunity to call in and share your thoughts, okay? But before we do that, today's live show is brought to you by our friends over at Factor Meals. As you know, busy lifestyles calls for something that you can enjoy, but also is quality food, dietitian approved, and quick and easy, right? But I also love Factor Meals, not just their meals, but also their add-ons. You know, I love a good ginger shot. It's great for the belly. It's great for, right now, a lot of people are talking about being sick. That's one of the things that I use to kind of keep my immune system going. So Factor has a lot of those options for you. They say ready to optimize your nutrition this year. Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes so you can feel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active or busy lifestyle. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, it's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use code FACTORPODCAST to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code FACTORPODCAST at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. All of that information on Factor Meals will be available in the description. So be sure to check that out and show support, not just for the channel, but also for your health and yourself, right? So thank you for them for being here. All right. Where do we begin? So we talked a lot yesterday about the Real Housewives of Potomac, and we talked a lot about Stacey. Look, I haven't changed my mind on Stacey. I'm still watching her with my good eye, okay? But that still doesn't make me want to get rid of Stacey. But remember, we started watching Mia live from the beginning, and we were like, well, but she's funny, and and see where we are right now. A lot of you can't stand Mia. A lot of you do not want to see Mia return. I just don't think there's a difference in regards to Mia and a Stacey. Mia, how can I say this nicely? Mia should probably be on a show on Zeus. I just don't feel like she might be the right fit here. She seems like she's trying to put on. She's trying to keep up with the Joneses. She seems very nouveau riche. Not even. I can't even say she's nouveau riche because, New Money, they still got a little bit of a, taste to them. But we also saw Mia beat down or tried to beat down on Dr. Wendy Asefo back in Miami. Remember that? So that just reminded us, yeah, that girl's from Zeus. I just don't see Stacey giving us that energy. However, I still got my good eye on Stacey. Okay? I still got my good eye on Stacey. I still have to go through the footage, y'all. I do have footage from the DC show. I have to make sure that it's quality footage for you guys to watch and see. So maybe I will go live later for us to kind of watch and me react to it together with you. I meant to do that for this live, but there was just so much information in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac and what happened since yesterday that I said, let's go live and talk about this, okay? So we found out a couple of things. TJ is talking about RHOP on his social media. People thought that he was going to be dropping more receipts. Well, I'll show you what he dropped. Keiarna is talking about Karen Huger and whether or not, what she thought of the sentencing. Andy Cohen is speaking out in regards to the sentencing. Matter of fact, let me just make sure I have that story here. I had it on my laptop and now I don't have it on this computer. So I just want to make sure that this is up and ready to go. There we go. So Andy Cohen is talking about her sentencing as well. Keiarna is also confirming that things are over between her and Gregory. Oh, who is clapping? Stop. They're still friends. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, we will be dropping the call link for you guys to share your thoughts and your opinions. All right. So I don't know if you guys saw this, that Giselle Bryant was talking about Married to Medicine. I did watch Dr. Heavenly's YouTube live right before this, and she doesn't get it. Dr. Heavenly really, she is proving Mariah Huck correct. That Mariah says that Heavenly just does things to please the fans. That is what I've seen ever since I saw Mariah Huck say that, maybe like last year or something like that. I see it so clearly that Dr. Heavenly shucks and jives for the fans. And her apology to the gay community after offending them last week, she just did that because she knew she had to. And I'm going to tell you, after I show you this clip, you can see she didn't really feel any remorse. She just gave that apology because she knew that she had to. And she'll do it again. She's shown us time and time again, she will apologize and do the same behavior. So Giselle talked about Married to Medicine, and she said that, I think she was on, was she on the Two Broke Girls podcast? I'm kidding. Reasonably Shady. And she was talking about Married to Medicine. And she was talking about how it feels pre-produced. So, of course, people were asking Dr. Heavenly about it on her YouTube channel. So that led Dr. Heavenly to talking about Real Housewives of Potomac. So it's related, okay? Let me just play this clip for you really quickly.
It was a Housewives of Atlanta. Now, Stephanie, you wrong for putting that up there. No, Portia. We all know each other. I don't know her that well.
Pause. I have to give you the cussing and screeching warning. Just in case you have kids watching with you. Cussing and screeching. Warning. Mods, can we just put out the cussing and screeching warning? Thank you. Okay.
I've hung out with her a few times, been at parties that Portia always been nice to me, y'all. She's always been nice to me. When I think of Mean Girl, I just don't think of Portia.
Pause. So she's also talking about when Dr. Simone was on Watch What Happens Live and referred to Portia Williams as a mean girl. Okay.
You don't. I think of Giselle. I think of Kenya, maybe. I think of Dr. Heavenly, even Dr. Simone. Before I would say Portia's a mean girl. But you know what? Y'all can say what y'all want to with this mean girl stuff, because I think all of us have said things below the belt. All of us have said mean girl stuff. Probably Portia too, but I don't be knowing because I don't watch it. And I heard Giselle said something about our show. I heard Giselle, but I was in trouble. So I was like, let me be quiet for a little minute, but I'm off my suspension. I think I am. I'm off my thing where the people told me to just shut up, okay? Y'all told me to just...
So, honestly, she's talking about the Portia, Dr. Simone stuff, and she talks about what Giselle is talking about. But for me, what stood out here is that she felt as if, the people told her to be quiet for a minute, but now she's back. Well, it's like she doesn't get it. She doesn't... I don't think she is truly remorseful for what she insinuated about gay men. But okay.
So, I heard Giselle, but I was in trouble. So I was like, let me be quiet for a little minute, but I'm off my suspension. I think I am. I'm off my thing where the people told me to just shut up, okay? Y'all told me to just shut up for a minute. I did. But Giselle said that we seem very, what word did she say? Produced? The interesting thing is I ain't got shit else to tell her because I don't really watch her shit. I don't know if it's produced or not. All I know from Carlos is Mia be lying. And I saw the clip where they said that one girl had hired her man and something about he told it to Wendy's husband, Eddie, Happy Eddie. That's all I know. That's all I know about this show. So I can't say it's produced or not. But the great thing, Giselle, I'm going to tell you this to your face. At least you're watching that shit because I'm not watching yours. I'm sorry. I love all you ladies. I really do. But thank you for watching, to even say that. And to me, honestly, when she said that, I think it was a hit to Phaedra. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But I think that was a hit to Phaedra. So a lot of people have been asking me what I thought about that. First of all, I was, shoot, you know what I'm saying? I need to shut up for a minute. I was in trouble, okay? So I had to be quiet. Okay, so now I'm speaking. And I think that was a hit at Phaedra, honestly. I don't think I more produced than anybody else's stuff. So anyway, questions, put up a...
So she felt like she had to be quiet for a minute. Was she quiet last week? She still did a recap. She really wasn't quiet. I don't honestly feel like Dr. Heavenly was quiet last week. What we really asked for is that maybe you should be quiet for the rest of the season. So I did watch it. She talks more about Married to Medicine. She talks more about Phaedra. She talks more about Sweet Tea. She talks more about Sweet Tea being physically aggressive with the other women. She also talks about, she answers questions in regards to Sweet Tea saying that they're Trump supporters. She denies being a Trump supporter. Okay. So she talks about that. And she talks more about the whole quad and king situation. Here's the other thing. Dr. Heavenly is a hypocrite because how many times this season alone, Dr. Heavenly has talked about she's not getting into any physical fights with anyone on the cast because she's not trying to lose. She's board certified. But when asked about, and look, this is not defending Dr. Gregory in the least bit, but you have to be able to call someone out when they are talking out two sides of their face. She also talked about how in this recap alone, she talks about how what does someone's medical degree got to do with fighting? Didn't you just say that you're board certified and you want to lose your certification for getting into a physical fight with other people on this show? So why should, and she says, because that's a husband, that's a man. You have not learned your lesson. Please and thank you. Take a break from YouTube. Go pick up a book, something, because you are talking out two sides of your face, and I'm really sick of it. You're calling Toya ignorant, and she had to have someone write that for her, and you can't even form two sentences together. Please and thank you. All right. I had to talk about that. So Dr. Heavenly talked about what Giselle had to say about their show being produced. She says that she doesn't watch Real Housewives of Potomac. However, she feels as if all of these reality TV shows are produced. So she's admitting to us a lot of what we're seeing on Married to Medicine. We know this already. A lot of it is performative. She even talked about during her recap about, what did she say again? In regards to, about why we don't see other iterations of Married to Medicine. She's like, we're too busy, blah, blah, blah. Bravo really treats every other show outside of Real Housewives as the stepchild. We already knew that. Real Housewives is the baby of Bravo. I don't understand why they don't treat Below Deck that way, because Below Deck stars have talked about that as well. They bring in bigger numbers as a franchise, but you've seen other iterations of Below Deck. So clearly Bravo sees the importance and the relevance and the significance of a Below Deck. So we have seen other iterations, because so many of you ask, why don't we see other Married to Medicines? She believes it's because they don't see value in any show outside of Real Housewives. Hence why Phaedra wanted to run back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I see that. Phaedra knows the check over there is better. Phaedra is used to that already. She also realizes how the network, you guys don't necessarily see it on camera, but behind the scenes, yes, the Real Housewives are treated like queens. And BravoCon is a perfect example of that. The Bravo celebrities aren't all treated the same behind the scenes, and that's intentional. We've talked about this. I don't want to reiterate, but for those that keep asking, why don't we see a Married to Medicine LA again, or a Married to Medicine Atlanta, DC, or something? It's because Bravo doesn't see the importance in it. And it's not that Married to Medicine doesn't get the views, because we see the summer houses and the things like that get all these things, and they're not getting the same views as Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine does average between 600,000 and 800,000 viewers a week. So they definitely get the views in comparison to some of these other shows like Southern Charm and whatnot. They're not getting the same views as Married to Medicine. They're not getting the same engagement as Married to Medicine when talked about on social media or on platforms like YouTube. So It is what it is. But what I've said about Married to Medicine, especially after this season, because she did go on to talk more about. Let me go back here. She did go on to talk more about the King situation and the Quad situation, and Quad's important. She admitted the reason why she even brought Sweet Tea on the show, onto Married to Medicine, was to secure Quad's job. She said that before, but she said it again during this last recap, that the whole reason why they even brought Sweet Tea. So they used Sweet Tea. I don't know if they were clearly saying, I'm pretty 100% sure they never said to Sweet Tea, girl, we're bringing you on the show so we can secure Quad's position. But she's admitting it now. That was the whole reason why they brought Sweet Tea on. And now that Quad has secured her position back on the show, they're sort of being done with Sweet Tea. And look, I don't necessarily love Sweet Tea on Married to Medicine in regards to this cast of folks. However, I do feel for her that homegirl was used by these folks and now they're just done with them. Just saying. Anyway. Well, not necessarily. Sasha says that Below Deck is more cost effective and cheaper to produce in one location majority of the time. Not necessarily. That's not necessarily true at all. But if you look at the stats for Below Deck is averaging high 900 to 1 million viewers. And I'm talking about, like, they are getting that on live watch. We're not even talking about the 3-day totals, et cetera, et cetera. So they're definitely bringing in the numbers in comparison, even better than a lot of these housewife shows. Anyway. Oh, hey, Paige. Paige says, hi, Kempire, from me and my baby boy, due March 19th. You're almost due. You got 15 days. Homesick. Oh, but happy to catch your live. Sending everyone good health. You too, Paige. Keep us posted on the baby. So that will make your baby an Aries, possibly, right? Oh, well, no, that would make you a Pisces Aries cusp, depending if you give birth on the 19th. If you give before the 19th, it'll be an Aries. Okay. All right. Well, that too. I haven't been watching my Below Deck in a long time. Well, not a long time. I just watched Below Deck Med. But this says, Below Deck is an easier watch. Heavenly just makes things hard. Yeah, I really do enjoy Below Deck. And normally we do talk about Below Deck on Tuesday Takeover. I've just been so behind. I do see Below Deck Down Under. That's one of my favorites of the Below Deck franchise. I need to get caught up into that. Amit says, I watch for Captain Jason. Captain Jason's okay, y'all. He's a good-looking guy, but he's all right. All right. He's no Captain Lee. I'm playing. I love Captain Lee, though. I love Captain Lee. Okay. Sidebar. I don't know why, I thought older white man, then I thought, Dolly Parton's husband. Carl Dean, Dolly Parton's husband of nearly 60 years, passed away yesterday. If you follow me on TikTok or on Shorts and things like that, we reported about that. So rest in peace to Carl Dean, Dolly Parton's husband of 60 years. Amanda, some people don't even know that she's married. There's not a lot of pictures of them together. I also saw that Angie Stone's family have come out and, talked more about what they're going to do. They're going to do a memorial and a more intimate funeral for her. I think the memorial will be in Atlanta and the funeral will be South Carolina, the intimate funeral. So they did come out and talk about that. Yeah, so there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the news today. So let's move on back to Real Housewives of Potomac. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. And be sure to check out the description for more details on our podcast. We just launched the White Lotus episodes where we're talking about White Lotus exclusively. This is a new subscription option on Apple Podcasts exclusively. I saw someone on Spotify asked if the White Lotus recast would be coming to Spotify. No, it will be exclusively on our special subscription option on Apple Podcasts. So subscribe today so you can hear 2 episodes are now available where I talk about episode 1 and episode 2 of season 3 of The White Lotus. So be sure to check that out if you missed it. Okay. All right. Let's get more into Real Housewives of Potomac. I will be dropping the call-in link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts. For those that are not members and were not able to call in yesterday, this will be your opportunity to call in and share your thoughts on the Real Housewives of Potomac season and their reunion. Okay. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to listen back and watch the video footage from the DC show to see if it's quality enough to share with you guys. But some of you will let me know. Kempire, if it's not the best quality, we still want to see or hear my interview with Stacey from DC. So let me know in the live chat and in the replay, and then maybe we'll go live later and I'll play it for you. Okay? All right. So moving on from what Dr. Heavenly had to say about Real Housewives of Potomac, about Portia, sidebar. Real Housewives of Atlanta, have you guys seen? They're really pushing out the promo for Real Housewives of Atlanta right now. They showed us the first 6 minutes. We get to see Shamia's $9 million home. When they bought that home, it was like the biggest or the second biggest sale in Georgia or something like, or Atlanta. I can't remember what she said. We get to see, I'm more fascinated by the home, but we know Shamia has been with this guy nearly 10 years. And now we're finally going to see her life. So that will be interesting. The new season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta premieres this Sunday, right before Married to Medicine. Okay. All right. Angelique says she wants to see it. Lana says she wants to see it. Okay. Well, all right. Clarissa says, I want to see the lies in real time. Okay. All right. So I'll work on that. Maybe I'll do that this evening. So stay tuned for that, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notifications are on. So moving on, okay, before we get to the TJ of it all, when it comes to this reunion, let's talk about Keiarna, because Keiarna did not get a lot of attention during the reunion. Rightfully so. We have to remember she got her flute very, very, very late in the season. Jacqueline said that also when they did a special reality rundown, did a special, I guess, I don't know if it was a watch party, but they had Jazzy there, they had Jacqueline there, and they had Mia be lying there. Mia's back to the blonde hair, so that means she's really lying now. So Jacqueline said during that interview that she had gotten not her flute, but she had been made a friend of very late in the season. They also said that she had possibly could have been a full-time flute holder, so that's why she was doing so much. Okay, look, that's fine. If that's what she wants to run with, we'll run with that. Okay. We will run with that. Do you guys want to see Jacqueline back? My thing is, if Mia's not coming back, I'm okay with Jacqueline not coming back. If Mia is coming back, I'm okay with Jacqueline not coming back. She tried too hard. And although I was defending her yesterday in regards to how Karen treated her, she showed a side of herself that I don't know if she could ever really be authentic. There's one thing, we already have so many people lying on this show. I don't need that everybody on this show lying. And one thing I do like about Keiarna, I didn't get fake, phony, and a fraud. Right? That's the one saving grace about Keiarna. And maybe with the fact that Keiarna is now confirming that her and Greg are no longer together, but friends. Oh, God. Maybe seeing her without Greg will be actually more. As long as she doesn't say Europe cities. Okay? As long as she doesn't say Europe cities, let's give her another shot. Or do you want to see her just as a friend? Because maybe she doesn't have anything else going on. Because I don't need to see the back and forth relationship that she has with Greg. Maybe Greg was so upset after he got all gussied up for the reunion and they ended up not using him. You heard what she said. She's like, oh, Greg is going to give it to me for him having to come all the way up to New York City, get dressed up, and not be a part of the reunion. I thought you didn't want to be on TV, Greg. All right, let me play this clip for you because she also talks about when she found out about Karen Huger's sentencing and if she would be visiting Karen.
Did you cry?
I do want to say this because you know what we always do here. We cite our sources. This is from Mad Beast on Twitter.
Karen, yes, I did. Cried like a baby. Cried for days. Still very sad about it. Hurts my heart. So, yeah. Are you going to go visit? Hold on, y'all. At my real business?
I know that's right.
Okay. Anyway, are you going to go Yes. As soon as I get the word that I can, I'm in to see my girl. Would you ever do traders? Oh, I would be so good at traders. So they'd be like, you think Did you fry when Karen?
Wait, pause. Would you be mad if someone did not go to visit Karen in jail? I probably wouldn't go visit Karen in jail. Like if we were friends, I probably would not go visit Karen in jail. It depends on the level of friendship. But after watching what we watched this season, during this reunion, the no accountability, I'm not visiting you in jail. No. If she had shown account in the fact that you had the option of house arrest, I'm not visiting you in jail. Are you visiting Karen in jail? I can understand her children, Ray, and all of them. But as a friend, I ain't visiting you in jail. No. Especially because you showed no accountability. You had the option of house arrest. I get it, Keiarna. I'm not blaming Keiarna for visiting her friend in jail. It's not gonna be me.
Would you ever do traders? Oh, I would be so good at traders because they'd be like, did you fry when friends? And we love each other. And yeah, so that's that on that.
So that was her talking about Greg. And she said she didn't go in. See, this is the problem, Keiarna. This is why you don't make good reality television. This is your opportunity, not just to sell it to the fans, but to sell it to production. You don't have to give us all the details, but you should have alluded to more. Okay, we're just friends? No, girl. I need more than that.
Other. And yeah, friends. And we love each other. And yeah, so that's that on that. It's just they'd be like,
Okay, so pause. Again. We have to also remember, at the season finale, it said that they had broken up. Only for us at the reunion, he came to the reunion and they were together and they were ring shopping. Now we're back. We already knew that this was going to happen. Now they're just friends. Do you guys think that this was a fake relationship? Like it was too bad to be a fake relationship? Okay.
Did you fry when friends? And we love each other. And yeah, so that's that on that. Would you ever do a spinoff? And, just get to see a different side of Kay, who I really let my hair down. I would love that.
A spinoff? Look, she's answering questions. I don't want to see a spinoff with Kay. I think she is beautiful. I think she was a great friend of. However, not everyone deserves. There are a lot of housewives, not just Kay. There are a lot of housewives. None of the housewives that we see right now would I want to watch a spinoff. I'm trying to think, is there a housewife right now that's on one of the housewife shows that I would watch a spinoff exclusively just of them? Look, none that are currently on. No. And some of our favorite big dynamic personalities could not carry their own show. Nene could not carry her own show. Portia could not carry her own show. Phaedra could not carry her own show. Nesreen on TikTok says, Kyle, if she was honest. You think? I don't think Kyle could care. I mean, technically, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, they say it's her show. Sidebar. Did you guys see the video that I posted about Garcelle and what Garcelle posted about not all skin folk are your kinfolk? Did you see that video? Go watch it again. And don't look at the follow-up video. I said what I said. What happened at that reunion, Garcelle? What happened at that reunion? Danny, good. Well, Danny, we've been shopping the Gertie party planning show. I mean, that could be like 5 episodes. That could be 5 episodes. I would love to see that. I would love to see, because we've seen similar shows like that, and it really wouldn't even be about Gertie. It would be more about her business and planning a wedding. Like, that would be exciting. I could watch that. And then the whole Kenya Fixes It show. But, Kenya's not in a good place with the network, so that's not happening. Okay. Oh, Jesse says, can someone link? Oh, yeah. So someone link them to the Garcelle video that I did over the weekend. Okay. And yes, Jesse, the remodeling show. Again, I would watch that, but I like remodeling shows. I think she would be hilarious in that. Kenya's about her business when it comes to when she's doing any sort of thing. Anyway. Okay. Hi, Hayat, hey. Happy Ramadan. Ramadan Mubarak and Ramadan Kareem to anyone that celebrates. Hayat says, oh, I saw the video and you definitely had discernment, Kempire. Okay. CM, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, CM. And that's on that. And I don't jump. And I don't run around with rumors and things like that. When I first posted that video about Garcelle, I was speculating. And then I got more and more tea. I was like, oh, okay, intuition. Okay, moving on. So that's what Keiarna had to say about Karen being in jail and an update on her relationship. So her relationship with Greg is over. So this will probably be the last time that we see Greg on this show. Hold on. This will be the last time that we see Greg on this show. I'm fine with that. Okay. All right. Moving on. Moving on. Okay. Let's get to TJ. And then I'm going to get to what Andy Cohen has to say about Karen's sentencing. And then I'll drop the call link for those that want to call in. Matter of fact, let me drop the call link for members first. I'm going to do that first for members. Okay, members, you will have first access. However, our live chat, we've got almost 2,000 of you here. Let's get to 750 likes, and I will drop the call link for the live chat. Liking the video is easy. It's free. Let me go here and drop the calling link here. Okay. And there we go. Okay. All right. So I dropped the calling link for members first. I will drop the call link for the live chat in just a second. Okay. All right. So let's get to what TJ posted on his social media. And this happened after we went live yesterday to recap the Real Housewives of Potomac's reunion, season 9 reunion finale. So if you missed that, be sure to check that out. Okay. All right. Let me save some of your questions here as well. Let me play this clip for you with TJ and what he had to say.
New friend. What up, y'all? I'm just getting back from Phoenix. I was doing a play there about Alzheimer's. And anyway, I was getting a bunch of text messages because people were saying, TJ, there was an earthquake in North Hollywood yesterday. Are you okay? Because I live in Burbank, super close to where I live. Speaking of earthquakes, it might be my turn to share some earth-shattering news.
What's he mean by that? And he hasn't posted anything since posting this. I checked. He has not posted any earth-shattering news. I agree. Look, Theo, I agree. Theo says TJ is such an embarrassing stunt queen. And this is why no one wanted to believe him. Yeah, if anything, he's helping Stacey's, people still gravitate to Stacey, because this is what Stacey was saying. No one liked TJ during the season, so why are they believing him now? I still believe him because, Stacey, you also have been caught out in multiple lies in part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this reunion. I do still believe him, but I'm also mad at you, Stacey, because very much like what Portia has done with us when it comes to Simon Gobadia, now this stunt queen is on social media and we have to be talking about what he has to say. He has not posted any earth-shattering news. And Stacey during the reunion seemed very 100% sure that he's not going to be posting any sort of receipts. Because remember, Giselle and Ashley were like, are you sure he's not going to come out and post some receipts? And she was just like, no, that's my best friend. And then she was on Watch What Happens Live saying that when she talked to him, he was very remorseful. Now we have this stunt queen saying this.
New friend. What up, y'all? I'm just getting back from Phoenix. I was doing a play there about Alzheimer's. And anyway, I was getting a bunch of text messages because people were saying, TJ, there was an earthquake in North Hollywood yesterday. Are you okay? Because I live in Burbank, super close to where I live. Speaking of earthquakes, it might be my turn to share some earth-shattering news.
TJ, we don't want it. We don't want it. We don't need it. We don't want it from you. I told you the minute we found out that TJ was not just a QVC host, but an actor, I said, oh, God, Stacey, please, Stacey, please tell me that this is not what you did. And maybe she thought it was the easiest thing to do was to, because she knew him, and any other person would probably throw her under the bus. But as you can see, anyone can throw you under a bus when they're thirsty. And clearly now people that didn't know who the hell he was before, now it's like, oh, I remember him. I know who he is. He was on Real Housewives of Potomac as Stacey's gay boyfriend.
That's not really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
Okay. So I expected by the time we did this live that he would post more, but he did not. He didn't post anything. And at this point, I'm so mad at you, Stacey, for putting it in our lives. Because now when he does post the receipts, it will be interesting. I don't know if she had him sign an NDA. That would have been the smart thing to do. But if she had him sign an NDA, I don't think he would have said what he said to Eddie on FaceTime. And why is Eddie Acefo so damn messy? Hold on. I just saw this before I went live, and I wanted to show it to you guys. Please hold. Happy Eddie. He is so damn messy. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here it is. Hold on, let me show this to you guys. Why is Eddie Acefo so mad? But I'm here for it. I know we've said all kinds of stuff about Eddie. We've said things. Look, I own it. I'm never gonna shy away from and this is why 1 week we could love you, the next week we could be talking about something that you did. Okay, I'm not gonna take away from that. So we've covered a bunch of things when it comes to Eddie Acefo and when it comes to Dr. Wendy Acefo, but they had a good season. Okay, they had a good, fun, light season for themselves, and they were the light energy bone collectors of the season. So Eddie Acefo posted this on social media. Let me show this to you. He posted this on his Twitter. Attention, attention. Messy Eddie Cleaning Services, LLC will be open for business summer of 2025, taking all of your residential, commercial, and Airbnb rental cleaning needs. Hashtag Messy Eddie. Hashtag cleaning services, hashtag businessman, hashtag serial entrepreneur, hashtag RHOP. I don't know if he's 100% being honest about this, because remember, he turned the whole Happy Eddie thing into a whole business. So now I'm wondering, is he being serious? I don't know. I don't see a link for it. Let me go to his main page. Maybe there's a link here. No, just Happy Eddie. Well, good for him. Regardless, good for him. Have you guys tried Happy Eddie? The stuff? Have you tried Spacey Stacey yet? Remember Giselle said that Stacey was working on her own line, but she denied it? Okay, Spacey Stacey. So Happy Eddie is coming out with a cleaning service, allegedly. I don't know if he's just being funny. He's coming out with his own cleaning service, okay? Called Messy Eddie. Because he's been messy this season. I don't even think you were being messy, Eddie. I think you were just being honest. You talked to TJ. TJ told you something. You told your wife, and your wife, like the right bone collector that she is, came to the stage, and we appreciate her for bringing the information. Can you imagine if we didn't get that information at the reunion? Okay, Scarlett says, Eddie is Nigerian. He might be on his sixth hustle. You might be right. But also a Nigerian know how to read too, so... You just never know. Right? Jean says Spacey Stacey tickles me. Don't be surprised she comes out with her own business. I could see Stacey and Dr. Wendy having issues next season, especially based off what we've seen play out at this reunion. Her insinuating that Eddie might be... I didn't like the way she spoke to Eddie. Anyone else? Just re-watching that moment when she's being confronted by Eddie and how she wanted to kind of call him a liar and say that they were... She says, I don't think that you guys would do this for clout. And we know what that meant, that she was insinuating that they were doing this for clout. Exactly. Coco says condescending, the way that she was talking to Eddie. Mind you, he's educated. Giselle doesn't think you're educated. How many degrees you got, Stacey? I'm playing, Stacey. If I send you this, and especially when I send you one where you can't see her ears or her scalp, I am lying to you and I'm doubling down. All right. Let me move on. So that was TJ. TJ says that he has some earth-shattering information. We've yet to see it. Once we see it, if it's not earth-shattering, I promise you I won't be reporting on it. Okay. Let's talk about Andy Cohen. So as you know, Karen Huger was sentenced, what was it, last week? It feels like it was 3 weeks ago. And now she is an inmate at the Montgomery County Correctional Facility? So she's now an inmate there. Someone already has the countdown. I don't believe that she will be serving a full 365 days, okay? I did see that inmate Shaw, her sentence has been lessened again. So she's coming out next year sometime. She could be coming out this year for all we know. Imagine she comes out just in time for them to start filming the new season of Salt Lake City. I still don't want to see her. Let her again, I think she should be punished for what she's done. Like, we have to stop making light of what Jen Shah did. She stole millions of dollars from elderly people that you know and love. Might be you. Nikki says, Kempire, that's why you're blocked. Who's blocked? Stacey did not block me. Or maybe she did. No, I can still see her page. She unfollowed me, which is fine. She didn't block me. All right, moving on. Let's talk about Andy Cohen. So Andy Cohen is sharing his thoughts about Karen Huger's sentencing. Our friends over at People say Andy Cohen is speaking out on Karen Huger's recent prison sentencing. The host, 56 years old, broke his silence during his Sirius show Andy Cohen Live on Monday, March 3rd, just days after a judge ordered the Real Housewives of Potomac star to spend a year behind bars for her DUI arrest last year. Cohen said that he has mixed feelings about the outcome of the case. I find that to be interesting. Mixed feelings? And again, he knows Karen. We don't know Karen. Okay. He says, I haven't been on since Karen was sentenced, and I don't have much to say. I will say I am thinking of Karen every day. I've been thinking about her a lot, and I'm so sad about this. I'm so sad about how the entire thing played out. I am a Karen fan. Drunk driving is no joke. It's so bad, so that this was her fourth situation was tough to hear. I'm not surprised that the judge was not playing. I'm not surprised at all, he continued, adding, I mean, it's so sad. As you know, the body cam footage Cohen was referring to was released after Huger's March 2024 arrest, which showed her visibly intoxicated as she stumbled and slurred her words in front of the arresting officers. She later admitted to having a couple of beers before name-dropping Cohen and President Thomas Jefferson in a tangent at the police station. As you know, she was charged with DUI and DWI, negligently driving a vehicle in careless and imprudent manner, endangering property, life, and person, as well as reckless driving a vehicle in wanton and willful disregard for the safety of persons and property. Her other charges included failure to control vehicles, speedway on the highway to avoid a collision, driving a vehicle in excess of a reasonable and prudent speed on the highway, driving a vehicle on the highway with a suspended registration, and failure to notify administration of change of address within 30 days. A lot of you have told me that the change of address is such a big deal in Maryland. Why? Why? I don't understand that. As you know, a jury found Huger guilty on all charges except reckless driving in December, and on February 26, she was sentenced to 2 years in prison with 1 year suspended and 5 years probation. Huger's then attorney, A. Scott Bolden, told People in an exclusive statement at the time, although we are disappointed in the jury's verdict, we of course respect their decision and appreciate their time hearing our case. We continue to reserve Huger's right to an appeal and intend to fully pursue justice on her behalf. We appreciate your support and prayers for Mrs. Huger and her family at this time. Again, after watching what we watched during the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, it was clear that everyone's blaming Karen's attorneys, but the attorneys are going to be directed by their client. I really believe if you at this particular point believe that it was the attorney's fault, then you are clearly a Karen stan, and you can't see that this woman refused to take accountability, even up until she went into this rehab facility or luxury resort. Even up until that point when she recorded that, and her own cast members, her own friends were like, this woman is just hitting all the points right before this sentencing. She's not taking any accountability. She's blaming it on antidepressants. She's claiming that she never saw the body cam footage. Karen, the fact that you decided not to view the body cam footage and still pursue this case, that's on you. That's not on anyone. That's not on the judge. That's not on the justice system. That's on you. You had access to view the body cam footage. Ray Huger was sober, got out of his bed and saw how you were inebriated. I'm sure he told you how inebriated you were. But the fact that you decided to wait till you got to court to see that body cam footage is not on us. That information wasn't withheld from you. And if it's true that you were offered a plea deal of 6 months house arrest or 60 days in jail, it's on you that you are in the situation that you're in right now. And Andy Cohen, of course, we have to remember, Andy Cohen is an executive producer Karen Huger also blamed being on this show. I wonder if he talked about that on his radio program, blaming the show for her leadership position on the show as to why she increased her antidepressants and alcohol. She blamed the show. And he says, I think Andy says all the things that he's supposed to say in handling something like this. This is sad, but drunk driving is wrong. Even during the reunion, you see Andy Cohen trying to say, well, she looks like she's taking accountability. He's trying to save Karen so that Karen is able to come back on this show. This is the problem with shows like this. You never know people's true intention. Do you really want me to get help, or do you just want to be able to prop me up so I can return and make you millions of dollars? I'm asking questions because even his statement in regards to it, yes, it's sad, but this is Karen's 4th DUI. She had, even in the 4th DUI, she had so many different opportunities to actually show accountability, and I get it. We're talking about someone that might be dealing with a disease that she is not admitted. So that's why I say might. She is not admitted to having a problem. So, and I do believe she turned down house arrest. I do believe she had that as an option, but she decided to take this to court because of her own arrogance and ignorance. It's sad. It's sad. Theo says that Andy Cohen is constantly diplomatic about all the housewives. And we have to keep in mind why he is. He makes money off of these women being on his show. He's not going to dog them out on a platform because he knows if he says that was incredibly wrong, she should have never done that, then they're going to be like, so how are you bringing her back? You said, like, if I said, and I was in that position, and I'm saying what I'm saying right now about Karen Huger, so many people are like, so how are you bringing her back? Karen needs real help. After this sentence, she needs real help. She doesn't need to be on reality television. Again, she blamed reality television for part of the reason why that she increased her medication. Janita says that as soon as Karen got out of jail, she should have pled guilty immediately. And I will say this. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but she should have weighed all her options. She had plenty of time to make that decision, and she decided to fight this. This is where when they say Tauruses are stubborn, this is where she was really being a Taurus and stubborn. I can never be that stubborn. I don't want to be anybody's prison father, mother, nothing. Nope. No, thank you. Okay. All right. So if you remember the channel, I've dropped the call link on the community tab. I do want to get to some of the super chats that you guys have sent in as well. Annie asked me a question. She says, Kempire, what do you think about Denise Richards getting her own show? I saw the trailer for Denise Richards' show. It looked good. And honestly, I didn't think Denise Richards was that great on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but maybe she's better on her own show. I don't know. You guys will let me know. I'm not recapping it. And if I end up recapping it, it will be on the Apple Podcast subscription because now y'all making me watch a show I don't want to watch. But right now we're recapping White Lotus that I do want to watch and I enjoy watching and talking about. 2 episodes are now available. I'm going to watch episode 3 and recap that hopefully by the end of this week. So stay tuned. Subscribe today to the Kempire podcast. Okay. But this one is one of the Apple subscriptions. So be sure to check that out. Before we get to that, a word from our sponsor. You all have asked, Kempire, drop the skincare routine. Well, now I am. I am so excited about our new partnership with Buttah. I've been following the company for many, many years, and I know a lot of you are probably already familiar with their products. So I've been able to try their products for the last few weeks, and I have to say, I am utterly impressed. I'm not going to go through my nightly routine or my other routines because I have a morning routine, a nightly routine, I have a weekly routine, I have a monthly routine in regards to my skincare. So there is a whole system, but you have to start somewhere. So why not start now? First of all, let me talk about my morning routine. So I gotta wash my face. You have to find the right cleanser, all right? And not all cleansers are made the same. Start with a cleanser, gives me a good lather. Once I'm doing that, another key component to your skincare, don't use the towel that you use to dry your hands or to dry your body on your face. They have these high quality, silky soft towels. You use it once and you throw it out. I love that. It's going to change your skincare routine. Once you're done with that, put on vitamin C. This is a game changer. For those that say, Kempire, your skin is glowing. Game changer. Vitamin C. I will also say this. Because I've tried so many different skincare products, I can tell quality versus not so quality. Quality so far from everything I've tried. There's also a very key component. And then after you've done your vitamin C, it's time to put on your moisturizer. Cocoa Shea Revitalizing Cream. I love this because I've tried some other companies and I'm not going to name them. Some are too thin or too thick or too scenty. This is perfect. And I do not say that lightly, and I'm not saying that because it's a partnership. I would tell you the truth. If you know me, you know that. Perfect consistency. When I've used this literally today, this woman that I met, she's like, oh my God, you have perfect skin. I can't tell you the amount of times that people tell me that, but but here's the final and key component, sunscreen. Very important. And I love the fact that they sent me the perfect system. Sunscreen, tinted mineral sunscreen, SPF 30. SPF 90 you don't need. I don't know why they sell it, but it is what it is. So we've partnered with Buttah, and I hope that you will get you a little something. For those that have been asking, what is your skincare routine? I just gave you my morning routine. Stay tuned for the nightly routine and other things. More information on our partnership is available at buttahskin.com/Kempire. All that information will be available in the description. Thanks, Buttah. Thanks, Buttah, for sponsoring today's special live recap, talking more about Married to Medicine and Real Housewives of Potomac. If you missed it, guys, we were live yesterday with Married to Medicine and for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. So be sure to check those out if you want more specific details. Today, we were just catching you up on the aftermath of some of what's been playing out on social media with both shows. Thank you, Britt, for the super chat. We appreciate your support. Britt says, was Sweet Tea used or given an opportunity riding on the back of quads of life stories shown on the show and just played victim versus actually rising to the challenge? Wow, Britt, the way that you said that. I mean, look, you say potato, I say potato. Some might say, yeah, the way you laid it out there. Some might say, no, they used her. And it wouldn't be the first time those ladies from Married to Medicine used somebody so they can distract from their own personal situations. Possible. Brenda, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support. Let me shimmy for the super chat. Thank you so much, Brenda. And shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. Ariana says, love the new TikTok view. We appreciate you guys watching. Yes, guys, that was for those that are watching on TikTok, head on over to buttahskin.com/Kempire for more details. Okay. Maz, if we can post the link in the chat on TikTok, that'd be great. All right. SDW73. Thank you so much for the super chat. SD says, she says she's just a friend. She say, you gotta be of a particular age. Okay. Oh, baby, you. Tyler, thank you so much for the super chat. Tyler says, why is Denise getting a show? She's strange. I'm actually surprised they gave her one, but maybe she's got some things going on. Is she getting a divorce from that man? The one that we saw on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? They were together for a long time. Didn't he get married on the show too? I don't remember. Regina, thank you so much for the super chat. Regina says, if they remove Sweet Tea from the show, then what will some of their storylines be? It seems like tea is a big part of the storylines. Unless they decide to pre-produce something else. Because that's clearly what they were trying to do. They were producing. Thank you, Mama Ali, for the super chat. Happy Mardi Gras, everybody. Enjoy your Fat Tuesday. Kim, did you want timestamps? I just got home from the dentist. Yes, please, because we did go a whole range of different stuff. So if you can do that, Mama Ali, I'm sure the replay crew, shout out to the replay crew, will appreciate it. So thank you. It's not a lot like our Tuesday takeover, but I definitely think that people will appreciate it. Doreen, thank you so much for the super chat. Doreen says, TJ and Stacey lied about being best friends. I don't believe either one of them and think the truth lies somewhere in the middle. You might be right. That's true too. Like, I don't believe that they're best friends. I mean, best friends, friendships have their ups and their downs and people fall out. I don't think that these two were ever best friends. Shame. Sassy, thank you so much for the super chat. Sassy says, y'all and Happy Eddie are letting TJ troll y'all. What? What do you mean, Sassy? How are they trolling us? That they say that they're going to drop something, but they're not. And, well, I wouldn't be surprised if Happy Eddie decides to come out with something called Messy Eddie. If anything, Messy Eddie, that should be part of your cannabis line. Get you real messy. Come on, right? But maybe he is launching a cleaning business. I'd support that. I don't have time to be cleaning my own mess. Yeah, let me get some of your messy Eddie people up in here to clean up. But I'm in New York, so that's not going to work. Rasani, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Rasani says, Ebony Williams says, if the prosecutor suggested 6 months and the judge gave her 1 year, she believes she'll be doing the 1 year, maybe a week or two less. I really don't think that Karen will be doing close to a year. I do believe she will definitely be doing more than the 60 days in jail, because remember, that was the recommendation, and then the 6 months house arrest. I can see her doing 6 months. I definitely see her doing something in that range of 6 months. I don't think so. I get it. Ebony K. Williams is an attorney, but every attorney has said different things about that too. So, Doreen, thank you so much for another super chat. Doreen says, Bravo was built off of rewarding bad behavior. Not surprised Andy is blaming the lawyers. They want Karen back after she serves her time. Thing? All right. Okay. Are we ready for some callers? Did I say everything that I wanted to say? I did. Let's get to our callers, guys. Don't forget, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, our sponsors, and everything that they're saying is alleged and in their opinion. Okay? All right. Okay. Belisha says 3 months max. Brown Sugar Babe says, I said 6 to 8 months. I definitely think it's going to be in that range of like 3 to 6 months. I definitely think it's within the 6 month range, but we shall see. Again, we have to also keep in mind overcrowding in jails. We also have to keep in mind good behavior. A lot of that stuff. Can you imagine she gets in trouble in jail? Like she's starting prison fights. Like, that is the only thing that I can possibly see might cause an issue. But other than that, I definitely think she'll get out early. We're assuming that she's going to be good in jail. We're assuming that. I don't know if that will be the actual thing. All right. So Future MD, thank you so much for the super chat. Future MD, how far along are you? Are you in medical school right now? Tell us. Future MD says, love your channel, Kempire. I think Stacey has a few tells when she's lying. She speaks a bit slower and looks to the ground more often. Okay, so the fact that you said that, Future MD, I'm going to go live this evening and play the video footage from our DC show so that we can see if she's lying to us. Someone save this. Future MD says, I love your channel, Kempire. I think Stacey has a few tells when she's lying. She speaks a bit slower and looks to the ground more often. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Podcast. As always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for everything Kempire Radio, head on over to KempireRadio.com.